rebel insurrection for Williamsburg and Virginia is coming to an end. General Arnold, people of Williamsburg await our news.
Well, fellow countrymen of British Virginia, we come to this city of yours in peace, to bring you peace. And you will be pleased to know that the rebel insurrection has all but ended. The royal dominion of Virginia is now secured.
General Arnold.
Yes,
I'm Judge Waller. Is our capital burned? It is said by some you destroyed Richmond.
during this campaign, we did, of course, liberate Richmond. However, no resistance was offered or given by your continental forces or your militia. And your brave governor, Thomas Jefferson, brave man, yes? Yes. Well, he fled across the James River like a woman without even so much as a call to arms. He grabbed his fiddle and ran. No, to answer your question as regards Richmond, we burned only warehouses containing goods and munitions belonging to insurgents.
Traitor.
We understand that your lack of credible information regarding the true condition of this war dates back to April of last year, when your capital was moved to Richmond. But if you will be civil, General Arnold will speak.
The good people, my message is plain, and it's sincere. Now, however, I'm afraid that perhaps my honesty may sting some of you, wound those of you with tender feelings. I can assure you, however, that outcome is furthest from my intent. My intent, and by God, you will have the truth from me today. You see, clearly you have all been misled as I was. Your continental armies are shambles on the verge of mutiny. My own 100 men every month desert from your continental army to join British lines.
Dare not denigrate our husbands, brothers, and sons who serve General Arnold.
You're hysterical. I denigrate no one. I wanted one as the American soldier most. I fought and bled alongside you. Outside the walls of Quebec, Lake Champlain, Saratoga, too many places to name here for you today. That same American soldier understands this lie of independence that he's been fed on. Aside from that, the Continental Army is in such a degraded state that it cannot keep to the field with British troops. My God, there are men serving in the Continental Army as old as 60. And some boys as young as 14.
Your own General Anthony Wayne has labeled these men as nothing more than food for worms.
Now, the Continental Army despises the noble, although misguided efforts of some men and former friends. Former friends, such as General Washington, General Lincoln, General Knox. Well, despite their very best efforts, your Continental Army is little more than a fable, a farce.
General, it would seem that you would gain our confidence, and yet I believe you are insulting.
I insult no one. I strain my patience not to insult every single day. Let's discuss insult for a moment. Your General Lincoln's fully aware of it. Last year at our glorious victory at Charleston, your General Lincoln had less than 5,000 men. And yet he was sacrificed. He was sacrificed up to 10,000 British troops. Now this siege lasted for months. And no support was offered or given him in his hour of need, nothing. In fact, sir, your entire Virginia Continental line was captured there. Now some of you may ask how. How was this allowed to happen? Well, I'll tell you how. Because General Lincoln was betrayed by your rebel government.
Traitor.
You want me to be a traitor, woman?
Yes.
Well, I'll address your accusation. You know the truth. Are you familiar with Valley Forge?
Yes.
You all familiar with Valley Forge?
Yeah.
Some of you? Well, back in '77, during the misery of Valley Forge, your noble congressman decided to hold a sumptuous banquet to close out the year. Something that would make the world stop and stare. What was it they gave your boys? You see, on this occasion, your congressman, ever mindful of the suffering of his army, will they open up their compassionate hearts to give your boys something really special? And what was it? Well, each and every man was given a half a cup of rice and a tablespoon of vinegar. Who is your traitor? It is Congress, these men who sit fat and warm and well-fed, sipping wine by the fireside in Philadelphia, while they send your boys to starve and fight. And then they reward them with a handful of rice and a spoonful of vinegar. I have a curiosity. Colonel Robinson, I have a curiosity.
Yes, sir.
I have a question for all of you. You answer me this. How many of you are persuaded to rebel because of unjust taxes? None of you?
Quiet now.
I may as well go home to Connecticut. I'll make my way as soon as I please, as I do most things when I please. Was that not your battle cry? What? Was that not your battle cry?
Yes.
So ladies, you send your husbands. Brothers, you send your men who fight for you. And mothers, you send your sons to die for little more than a 3 penny the pound tax upon tea. And yet now you pay 100 times more in taxes than you did before this war began. You and I are persuaded to rebel against the injustice delivered to us by faraway lords. Faraway lords. Lords that most of you people here will never see. And yet nearer lords continue to inflict injustice upon all of you. Now what injustice, you may ask? Well, on a lucid day, I find myself a schoolmaster. What injustice? Well, your economy is devastated. Your money is worthless. You have no imports or exports. Most of your officers and generals are corrupt and do nothing more than seek their own glory. And we have all been misled.
Arnold, if I may, sir. We now know from Continentals who have crossed over to our ranks that your Continental Army is no longer an army. It is a mob. They are without food, without clothing, without provisions, without discipline.
So where then is your promised freedom? Your supposed independence? It lies down one path to the people, one path. And that is the path that I have chosen through union. Union with Great Britain.
Oh yes, General Arnold. You were once true to our cause, but you cannot expect us to forget the past. Your past, you traitor!
These are us you called out as a traitor. Take her up.
As you were, stand down. As you were.
Stand down.
Madam, I have heard your concerns, and I've heard them for the last time. And I can assure you they're erroneous. Now, those like this woman here that would question my allegiance. But I can assure you I love this country, America. I fought and I have bled in her service. I I've suffered wounds, deprivation, and hardship in the service of America. I myself have been shot twice in the same leg, and it still hinders me, but I have the courage to recognize true betrayal when I see it. And each and every one of us, man, woman, and child, has been betrayed by these wretches in Congress. Now, America's our home. She needs your assistance. Our only noble and secure future lies in union with Great Britain. To that end, Colonel Robinson, if you would, sir.
Lord North and the Parliament, upon instructions from the King, ensure that all the demands made by the First Congress of the United States will be met and honored. There will be no legislation nor taxation placed upon these colonies from Parliament.
No legislation. No taxation. You see, we have gained everything that we fought for, everything I fought for, everything your boys fought for. The King has granted. What more do you wish for? What would you like? What freedom has been taken from you?
Liberty or death?
Well, perhaps you'll receive the latter. Answer my question. What freedom has been taken from you? Cat got your tongue?
Our sovereignty, sir.
You have sovereignty. What sovereignty have you lost?
We want to rule ourselves, not
You've
be...
been ruling yourselves. If you were qualified to vote, and I doubt you were, you would have elected these fools in this house of bricks behind me. They were called your Burgess men. They represented you. You think Parliament sits to do you ill?
We don't want a king, sir.
You don't want a king, but you'll be happy to pay taxes to a Congress?
Yes.
You're a fool then. Colonel Robinson will now present you the terms of liberty and loyalty.
No king but Jesus.
Well, perhaps you'll meet him sooner than later. Colonel Robinson will now present to you the terms of liberty and loyalty that I can promise you will exist in this city until the soon-to-come surrender of your Congress and your Continental Army. Colonel Robinson, if you would, sir.
Sir, during our time in Williamsburg, you are free to continue your usual business. We shall present to all an oath, confirming their loyalty to His Majesty King George III. And upon signing, signatories shall be considered pardoned of all past allegiances, as long as the signatory remains true to this oath.
You heed this and you heed it well. What you think of me, I give not a fig. I answer to my own conscience, but you have a care. With your boys in Congress and their Frenchy lapdogs, you talk of freedom and kings. Perhaps you men here are old enough to remember the last war with the Frenchies and their savage allies, when we expelled those papist devils from our country. Now your congressmen have invited them back. Perhaps you'd like to bend your knee to a papist devil king. I'd rather die. God save the king, Sergeant.
Go to hell, Arnold!
You first, dog.
Off with his head.
Your regimental coat on your back, sir.
That's great.